Marvin Bagley has been one of the most highly touted and most hyped young players in the last half decade, as Bagley will be one of the most athletic players in high school and will be a top 3 recruit in the 2017 recruiting class. Then he will attend Duke, where he will average 21 points, 11 rebounds while shooting an insane 61% from the field and a great 40% from behind the arc, but only attempting 2 threes a game. As a prospect, he was looked upon as a consistent top 3 pick coming into the stacked 2018 draft class, and also seen as a generational type talent, as scouts compare him to a more athletic Chris Webber / Kevin Garnett type player, as he has a great post-up game, can bring the ball up to the court, has the ability to space the floor, who is extremely athletic, and also shows some high defensive upside, as he can keep up well with perimeter players and can rim protect. Bagley was picked number 2 overall by the Sacramento Kings, a franchise that desperately needed a franchise player that can help change the franchise around, let alone another potential co-star who De'Aaron Fox can pair up with. Now Bagley is in his 3rd season in the NBA. He is a current starter and is averaging 14 points, 8 rebounds while shooting 47% from the field and shooting 36% from 3 while on 3 attempts. He's playing well respectively but for a expectation for a number 2 overall pick, he hasn't lived up to expectations, which is why in this video we're going to discuss what is going on with Marvin Bagley and why he is not living up to his potential. Hey man, this is the A-Man Show, back at it again for more content. Make sure y'all give this video a like when the video is finished if y'all enjoyed the video, and subscribe to my channel. My goal is to hit 100 subscribers by the end of March, and also click on the notification bell on the right hand corner so y'all don't miss a video. Anyways, stay tuned.
I paid my dues, now I'm a made man. I caught my fame, now I'm a made man. You never see me again. I got the juice, now I'm a made man.
Alright, so in the games that Bagley has played, Bagley has shown promise and can potentially become that superstar player that he can be. But in his rookie year, Bagley only started in 4 games. He played only 25 minutes per game, and in these games he had played, he averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field and 31% from 3. While that's not great, he's putting up stats that are worthy enough to be a candidate for Rookie of the Year. And looking at the per 36, Marvin Bagley is averaging 21 points, 11 rebounds with the same efficiency as the actual stats. You know who was starting over him? Bagley, a guy who's averaging just 10 points despite shooting great from the field. I don't even understand why a young player, let alone a rookie, who's averaging 15 points while on great efficiency, who only started in 4 games. Although Bagley had played in more minutes than Bagley, the Kings should have started him in the first place. They should have started Bagley because that way he can develop more chemistry with 2 of the best players on the Kings in De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield. This is one of the many instances of how this Kings organization has been very bad overall at constructing an actual roster around a franchise player, and at times where they waste players' potential and also let alone drafting busts left and right. For example, in 2009, they drafted Tyreke Evans with the 4th overall pick, and in that season, he had one of the best rookie seasons in recent memory, as he averaged 20 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, and while dishing out 6 assists on 45% field goal shooting. He was an incredibly lethal finisher to the rim, a great rebounder for his position, and with his 6'6" frame as a point guard, he was an anomaly in a living mismatch, and also winning Rookie of the Year that season. Evans was touted as a guy who's eventually going to elevate his game into one of the elite point guards in the NBA. And then in the 2010 draft, they drafted none other than DeMarcus Cousins with the 5th overall pick of that year's draft. With the roster they had in 2011 with Cousins and Evans on the roster, the Kings should have at least built around these 2 guys into something special, but they didn't. The Kings put Tyreke Evans at the wing spot, even though he's clearly a point guard and he doesn't have the ability to space the floor effectively. That obviously hindered his play, and while Cousins was just in his rookie year, they again should have given him more minutes, like at least 31 to 32 minutes per game, because in that season, Cousins played 29 minutes per game, while the rest of the roster were anus. Even though they did draft Isaiah Thomas with the last pick of the 2011 draft, but before they even drafted him, the Kings traded their number 7 pick to the Bucks for Jimmer Fredette, who was the number 10 overall pick. That guy will later get beat out by Thomas for the starting point guard spot and immediately become a draft bust. And so on, the Kings as a whole will become dysfunctional. Evans' play will continue to stagnate. Thomas and Cousins both flourish and play at a high level. For Isaiah Thomas' case, Thomas will average 20 points per game at solid efficiency in 2014, and then the Kings will later ship him off for no reason in that offseason. And then the Kings will draft more bust. Cousins will put up amazing stats and become the best center in the game, but his stats does not equate to any wins because of the terrible roster he has around him. So right now, for Bagley's case, it's looking like he's going through the same situation as majority of other high draft picks in the past. Because of Bagley's rookie season, he started in just 4 games and played only 25 minutes per game. They were playing him as a 6th man, even though he should be starting over Bjelica. I mean, y'all drafted him number 2 overall. And the thing about Marvin Bagley and why he is not living up to his potential and meeting expectations is because he didn't have the opportunity to showcase what he's really capable of doing when playing about over 30 minutes per game and being a full-time starter. One thing to add, aside from the Kings side, Bagley has struggled to stay healthy last season as he only played in just 6 games. He has been battling injuries throughout that year, and then now this is Bagley's first year as a first-time starter. Like the stats I mentioned earlier in the video, Bagley has gone off into a solid start this year. The games he has played, he has games where he shows some promise and can see what he's really capable of. He's only 21, about to turn 22 in the next 2 months. He is still very young and has some room to grow, but the concerning thing is that Bagley was drafted number 2 overall in the 2018 draft. That draft class with Luka Doncic and Trae Young, Bagley was drafted over these 2 established stars. And even in guys like Colin Sexton, which by the way, shout out to Sexton, he has been remarkable this year, averaging 27 points on insane shooting splits. Compared to all of his draft mates, Bagley is not even a top 5 player in his draft class. By your 3rd year in the NBA, especially when you are drafted in the top 10 or top 5 overall, you got to at least show that potential you had since you started playing in your first games in the NBA. And in that draft class, I can name a handful of players who are establishing themselves as stars in the league, while Bagley's production is not on par with them players. Like, look at his overall career right now. He is not a bust by any means. I mean, he's playing very solid right now and easily a starter in the NBA right now. But compared to all of the draft mates, including the likes of Doncic and Young, his career is looking disappointing. Now, don't overreact. It's not entirely his fault that his career has been disappointing. The reason why is because of the Kings. The Kings are known for being terrible at developing young players, drafting great talent, and constructing a great roster around franchise level players, with the only exceptions are DeMarcus Cousins and De'Aaron Fox. The Kings didn't even start Bagley in his rookie year, only 4 games at which he started on the court. So basically, the Kings are wasting his career, and now it's just his first year where he is the full-time starter. The way the Kings are handling this team, it's only a matter of time where the Kings will go back to square one yet again, because there are reports that Buddy Hield wants out of Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox is not looking too happy with the Kings, and there is even an incident where Bagley's dad wanted his son to be traded out of Sacramento, but he deleted it immediately. But that tweet his dad posted, it should tell y'all why the Kings cannot be trusted, because literally like 2 seasons ago, they low-key had a squad in 2019 as they were 9th in the top West, 1 seed side of making a playoff appearance. De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield were balling out. The role players have been solid. It's looking like the Kings are now starting to figure things out with this team. But now it's obvious that they took a step back. Despite having some young promising players on the roster like Tyrese Halliburton, I just don't see how this Kings organization is going to develop this team properly in the long term, because they never built a team that is capable of being a playoff team. They have the longest playoff drought in the NBA today, and now Hield wants to leave, as y'all can tell from Buddy Hield's play. But there are so many things to talk about the Kings, so I'm gonna leave it as that. Bagley is finally in the position where he is right now, where he can showcase what he is capable of doing, and hopefully he can grow and become a star player in Sacramento while pairing up with De'Aaron Fox. Hopefully the Kings don't fuck things up with them boys like players in the past, and Bagley can try to stay healthy for at least the majority of this season and the later seasons. If y'all like this video, give this video a like and make sure y'all subscribe to my channel for more NBA and NFL content. My goal is to hit 100 subscribers by the end of March. I would appreciate it if y'all subscribe, giving this video a like, turn on post notifications, all these things that supports my channel. And that always, guys, this is the A-Man Show, signing out.